average number of years that a newborn will be expected to live if he or she is subject to the age-specific mortality rate
Questions. Ay,
certificate period.
kinuha ko na yan.
But what are the contributors for life expectancy? For low middle income countries like the Philippines, it is a reduction in maternal rate and the declining mortality of older age groups. Now, looking at this graph, if you look at graph here, if you look at in the 1950s, you can see that there were more children actually less than age 5, and you had a lower percentage of the old ones. But somewhere in the somewhere beyond 2010, there's an intersection showing that because of better health facilities, because of better health care, because of technology being able to identify these patients who might get sick, we are getting more and more children becoming healthier.
there. Now you want to open up OBS Studio. The setup we did earlier is going to help us for what we need. So what we're going to want to do is go to our settings now. Then you want to go to audio. And then right over here, you see I have mic auxiliary audio device 2. Since the first one's going to be my Yeti microphone, or you can use a default microphone if you don't own a microphone. The second audio device, you're going to want to make sure it's iShowU audio capture. And then you can select OK, and you'll have another mic aux audio here that you'll be able to have the desktop audio come through. Now, just remember, it's really important that every time you want to record that desktop audio, you have to have that aggregate audio device already set up. You can't have the regular internal speakers set. I'll bring it back up on screen. This is your system sound preferences here. You have to have the multi-output device selected every time that you want to record desktop audio through OBS. It just has to be like that. I can't have the headphone port selected. It won't record the audio. But if I have multi-output, it will work. And let me prove that to you right now. We're gonna listen to some Pac-Man World 2 jams. Here we go. As you see, it's not coming through right now, but right when I press this play button, you should be able to hear the jams as well. And there it is.
Projects so that we can better address the needs of our population. I've also requested them to be the main agency that will monitor the adequacy of our UP Manila policies that's directed to the aging community. And of course, you know, it's not just, I want them to come up with very concrete projects catered to the aging community. UP Manila is very fortunate to have all kinds of specialists. We have the specialists for the young, and we have the specialists for the older population. So we'd like to make sure that everything is covered with proper policies that's being delivered now by this Institute of Aging. So what I've done today actually is I've differentiated that, giving a definition of aging, longevity, and life expectancy. We've discussed the burden in the country, whether it's global or the Philippine setting. The needs of our aging, the providers, whether especially for the aging population. And of course, we'd like to talk about the plans for the aging community of UP Manila. I'd like to acknowledge Dr. Shella de la Vega, who has assisted actually in providing the materials for this lecture. And I want to thank the efforts of her team for making this a reality for our community. So UP Manila, thank you for listening. But let me tell you that UP Manila is willing to take on the challenge to address the aging population. And this is going to happen because we have a community that cares for the aging population.
Thank you, Dr. Padilla, for that comprehensive talk. We have viewers over UP Manila live stream, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and 7 other groups viewing from all over the Philippines. Since today's webinar is pre-recorded, we will be asking questions from the webinar team. Now, if anyone from the live audience has any questions, you may type in your questions at the Q&A chat box in the right lower corner of our live stream window, or type in the comments in your YouTube Live, or you can send personal messages to the FB at Aging Webinars. Then we will try our best to address these questions, and we will have Chancellor Padilla answer them so that we can share the answers with you in a future webinar. But since we do have the time and we will have questions. First question, ma'am, I was really curious. The modules you were talking about, they will be free for everyone?
So far, that's a plan. So actually, when we did this set of modules, we started with a face-to-face. The face-to-face means we started with factory employees. We wanted to see the need for this kind of modules, wellness from hypertension to obesity, to vaccination, healthy pregnancy, and the feedback was really very good. And